Review 4, Units 9 and 10. Listening. Exercise 1. Listen to the text and choose the correct answer. We live in a dynamic world, and habitats are always undergoing changes at all sorts of levels. However, natural changes usually occur at a slow pace so that the impacts on individual species tend to be slight, at least in the short term. When the pace of change is greatly accelerated, there may be no time for individual species to react to new circumstances, and the effects can be disastrous. Briefly, this is the reason that rapid habitat loss is regarded as the chief cause of species endangerment, and there is no force more powerful in this regard than human beings. To some extent, every part of the earth has been affected by human activities, especially during this past century. This applies on virtually every scale, from the loss of microbes in soils that once supported tropical forest to the extinction of fish and other aquatic species in polluted freshwater habitats, to changes in global climate caused by the release of greenhouse gases. From the perspective of an individual human lifetime, such changes may be hard to detect, and their effect on individual species may be hard to predict. But the lesson is clear enough. For example, although many countries have had plans to grow many tropical forests, they are highly susceptible to destruction because the soils in which they grow are poor in available nutrients. Centuries may be required to bring back a forest that was cut down or burnt out in the space of a few years. Many of the world's severely threatened animals and plants live in such forests, and it is certain that the huge numbers of them will disappear if present rates of forest loss continue. Exercise 2. Listen and complete the text. In the 1972, the Australian government introduced a quota system which allowed a certain number of kangaroos to be killed or culled every year. Legislation was introduced because farmers claimed that the kangaroos were ruining their crops. The problem is that while 2.5 million kangaroos can be killed legally each year, a further 2.5 million are killed illegally. The animals are killed for a variety of reasons. The main one, however, is that kangaroo meat is sold for human consumption, usually in the form of steaks, or is used as pet food. There are also thousands of dollars to be made from the sale of their skins. The environmental group Greenpeace and Australia's Animal Liberation, AAL, are now campaigning for a ban on the sale of all kangaroo products. They hope that this will stop unscrupulous farmers killing the animal for profit. A spokesperson for AAL said, "People aren't concerned because there are still over 6 million kangaroos in Australia, so they are hardly an endangered species. People just don't care about issues like this unless there is a real threat. But we know certain types have already become extinct in some areas. We must act now before it is too late."